And we sort of
Right.
talked about that. So let's dive into that a little bit. So let's say there's a situation from our past that we haven't dealt with, and all of a sudden that individual, because usually it has something to do with the individual.
Right.
Usually, if
Right.
it's something inanimate, you can deal with that. But usually, it's a
Right.
person. So let's say it's a person that we haven't really closed the door on, if you will. And all of a sudden, you go here with your new girl, you with your new boo, y'all chilling, y'all rocking it out, and here comes that unfinished business from your past.
Yeah.
How exactly can you? I want to say shut that door without allowing it to still roll over. Because let's say that that person, because usually that person still does have a part of our heartstring, if we're honest about it. So
Right.
that means that to some degree they can pull us if we're not careful. How can we cut that that string, if you will, or shut that door so that our new is not affected by that old that's trying to come up? I
See,
know, I
I
mean it's for everyone, right? It's like, oh,
I'm gonna say because when like I always say, right, if you got unfinished business, you don't need to jump in it. So I feel like you already messed up already jumping
mm,
into it with the unfinished. So and one thing about
so
unfinished situations, it pops up when you're doing your best in life. Like most time it'll pop back up when you're doing so good and think
dude,
everything and bam, it hits you. Now
yes,
you don't got this person all believing you, loving you, loyalty, and you come with that, and that person could look at you totally different now. So you could be like
yes,
messed up, like you not who I thought you were, and you totally forgot about it. So you
yeah,
really like that ain't me no more, but they don't believe, you know. So, but back
yes.
to your question, the if you do, if it do so happens, like I would say like you best thing you could do, only thing you could do, not saying it'll work, but is put it all on the table. Let that person know,
Mm,
whoever, whichever one you want to be, hopefully the new one.
yeah.
Let that person know, put it all put it all on the table. Like, no, I can't deal with this. Just let them know, like
Yeah.
this is what it is now and all that. But you got to put it all on the table. Whatever, whichever way you go, you put it all on the table. Let them know this is what I did, this is what I'm doing now, and this is what I want to do. And just be
Yeah.
straight, clear, blunt as possible, or whatever. And just whatever your heart goes. I mean, wherever your heart want to go, that's where you go. But you gotta put it all on the table.
You are
And
absolutely right.
I feel like you just don't let that unfinished business. Don't put it all on the table with just them. Let both of them know, cause you still not gonna feel comfortable without telling your
Mm-hmm.
new, because your unfinished, they might not have that same mindset. And they might come back and try to bring it back on you because you
I'm
with the new
telling you.
thing, so you got to put it all on the table with both. Like you said, it's a balance. So you got to have both on balance. Let them all know, like, you got to let your new thing, you sorry, you should have been told them, but I'm going to put it on the line now. But
Yeah.
that, that's the problem with letting unfinished business go unfinished.
I'm t-
So
dude, I'm now if these characters were in real life, they would come and give you like a high five for real. Like, dude, where were
I take
you? I know, right? Just like, man,
it.
they were like,
For real.
where are you? Where were you when this was happening? Because the whole dialogue that you just outlined right there is what
Right.
occurred to them, pretty
Yeah.
much. That they did not necessarily come forth and
Yeah.
was honest about it, because Constance, her mindset was just like, the past, don't worry about it. We're going to just go forward where we are. Robert had a different mindset, was like, all right, if you saying we're going to go where we are, we're just going to go. But even though people say that,
Right.
you know what your unfinished business is, and you know
Right.
that how it can come back and affect a person. So even if a
Right.
person comes like, oh, let our past be the past, some stuff you like our past can't be the past, but let me tell you, let me tell you about this
Yeah.
right here first. So just in
Yeah.
case if this come back, then
Right.
we're on the same page.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I love how you said bring everything to the table for both parties.
Uh,
Because if you just do it with your current and not with the other one, you're right. That
Right.
person can come back and start acting like a plum fool and just
Yeah.
be like, you didn't
Yeah.
say or whatever, whatever, whatever. And
Right.
now, like you said, when you're good can end up being evil spoken of or negative, because it's just like,
Right.
oh, so you just told me just to specify me. You didn't necessarily tell
Yeah.
that person. So by
Right.
telling both, you are being
Yeah.
straight up honest and saying, like, listen,
Yeah.
Yep, that happened. It sure did, but it happened then. And I did not conclude it then, but you know what? It's
Right.
time to conclude it now. Let's move forward.
Right.
And I think that's good too, because it allows the other person too to decide whether or not they actually
Yeah.
want to be able to move forward.
Right.
Because I think one thing that a lot of people get upset about is because they feel like their choice has been taken. You didn't
Right.
give me a choice to decide whether or not that was something I wanted to live with or to deal with. You just sort of
Right.
carried me along for the ride. And I think
Right.
men and women alike can say, like, I want a choice. I want to decide whether or not whatever your old baggage stuff is, if that's something I want to
Right.
be on my boat, that's gonna, come
Right.
along with me, So cool.
And they also got to understand, like, a lot of people be like, I don't want to lose this person if I tell them this or such and
hmm
such. But they got to understand that when you keep it a true, not only do you give them a choice to be with you or not, but it also lets you know if that person is for you. Because they leave, evidently they're not for you. That's
That's
not the
true.
person for you. But they know who you are. And if they stay, they know who you are, then you know, okay, this is the person for me. So it's also, it helps you at the end of the day.
That's
So,
true.
but
And
some
I
people don't
think
say
with that concept too, we can't necessarily say that that person didn't necessarily love you either.
right,
Because more so that person could still love you, but still
right,
yet can't deal with all of this.
right.
Because
That's right.
whatever all of this is, I should say, who knows? That could
Right,
have been something that happened to them in their life or in their past, and they're just like, whoa, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle all of that.
right.
So
That's
I
true.
don't think that it should question whether or not that person really loved me. There's always an outliner. There's always somebody crazy, somebody
Yeah,
special
yeah,
that really didn't love
definitely.
you from the get-go and they were
Right,
looking
right,
for an out. But I
right.
think that more times than not, there are
Yeah,
individuals that can love a person, but yet when
right,
all that other stuff comes out, they're just like, I didn't necessarily sign up for all of this.
right,
I don't
right.
know if I can handle all of this.
Yeah,
Maybe as I grow and get more mature, I might can, but who I am right
right.
now, I can't
Yeah.
roll with it. So,
hmm
well, cool
That's when it
deal.
hits some people like, man, I shouldn't have told her
I
that.
know. I know. You're like, I
But
just
it's
kept my
happening.
mouth closed, man.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But it is what it is, though. But yeah,
It is. It is. Either
yeah,
way, it has to come out, and you have to.
yeah.
And we're not, for everybody who's watching, we're not advocating that you just go dig up everything. Like when I was 12, and
Yeah.
then I did
No.
some stuff just needs
Definitely not,
between
yeah.
you and the Lord. Just
Right. Right.
don't get
That
nowhere
don't
about
mean
all
you
that.
got right.
Yes, but if you know it's something that can come back and hurt whatever it is you're building, then
Right.
I do believe that's things that you should talk about and say, like, hey, let's see if there's something that we can do about it now, or
Right.
put some kind of blockers up so that it won't become a barrier for us later on when we're in our relationship
Right.
and rolling and rocking it out, things like that.
Yeah.
All right.